am I? It's Joynin, and welcome to the animated story where we have someone who ages in reverse. The older I become, the younger I look. Is it just me? Or has animated story become like every single thing is about just having a bad family? I am the smartest kid in the dumbest family. My mom loved me only when I pay, but her price is so much. This can't be my mom. She hates me. The next one, I have 11 sisters. Presumably that's a problem. I'm 12 and living alone. Family issue. I got 20 million followers on TikTok, and now my mom hates me because I fat shamed every day at school until I'm assuming that has something to do with family. My mom gave birth to another baby just because my sister went blind, all because of, it's all about just tragic family situations. When did this happen? And why? We've looked at so many of them, and like, sometimes they're entertaining, but like, just one after the other, tragic family situation. So, I've gone back. I've traveled back through the ages to find one that doesn't seem like it's about a family situation. The older I become, the younger I look. The younger I look. You can't use that, kid. I'm 26. This one came out back in July, so not that long ago. But I'm pretty sure it was pre-messed up family situations. So let's have a look at what the story has in store for us. Vin Diesel has entered the chat.
Hi, I'm Petra from Serbia, and I have an extremely rare condition where my aging process is much slower than that of regular people.
You have this extremely rare condition where for some reason, the effort that's gone into the illustrations of your video is way above standard for my story animated. Why are these illustrations actually good? Wait, you just aged slowly?
When I was 6 years old, I looked like a dumb 2-year-old toddler, which made people treat me like one. And things got even worse as a teenager. But before I continue, click like and subscribe. Because of my condition, my parents decided to homeschool me till I was a bit older. I only got to hang out with other kids at the playground, and I'd get picked on all the time because I looked so much smaller than everybody.
Okay, two things. First of all, kind of doesn't sound like the older you become, the younger you look. Kind of sounds like you just age slowly, which is just a slow version of the opposite of the title. Secondly, 5 Minute Crafts. I don't know what Fiverr team you're paying to make this one, but bring these guys back. It's actually kind of good quality.
When I was about 8 years old, I was playing on the slides in the park when a worried-looking woman came running to me. "Sweetie, are you lost?" "No." "Oh, poor baby. Probably can't understand a thing. You must be so scared." "Do I look scared? And I'm not a baby." But she wasn't even listening to me. And before I knew it, she was calling over a policeman from the street. "We have a missing child here, officer. Please, help her find her mommy and daddy."
But I'm just so distracted. We got focus pulls. We've got swift, bouncy animation.
Despite my protests, the policeman whisked me off to the station and started taking pictures of me for missing child posters. Oh my God, I know my parents' number and...
What? What kind of police officer is like, now, get into the office. We're going to have to take some missing person photos. She's like, no. I know my parents' number. You can't just give him a call. No, that won't be necessary. A photo will do. We'll post it around. We'll find your parents soon enough.
I know my parents' number. Sorry, kid, I don't speak goo goo gaga.
Exactly.
Address. I live right across the street from the playground. And you guys kidnapped me. This was the beginning of many, many times my parents had to come get me from the police station. I finally joined school in the 7th grade. The minute I walked into the classroom, a girl elbowed me roughly and said, "I think you've lost your way, kid." Oh, if only I had $1 for every time I heard that. I would be a millionaire by now, and I wouldn't need to be in this school with dumb people like you. And with...
Let's do the math here. She's in the 7th grade. Can someone tell me how old you are in the 7th grade? 12, 13? All right, let's go with 13, just to be generous. We times that by 365. We got 4,745 days that she has been alive, but she has been told 1 million times that she's lost her way. So we take 1 million, we divide that by 4,745, and she is being told 210 times a day that she's lost her way. I'm calling you up on that. I think that was, frankly, an exaggeration.
That, I pushed her aside and took my seat. When I did all the math problems correctly in the first lesson, the teacher called me over, looking all starstruck. Wow, Petra, you're a genius. Thanks. Why? Because you solved these algebra problems meant for 12-year-olds. But I am 12 years old.
Oh, 12 years old. We calculated for 13. So dang, she's being told even more than 210 times a day. Anyway, I'll move on from that. I won't keep stewing on that.
The teacher just giggled and then did something I hated. She pulled my cheek. Oh, aren't you a little cutie pie? Yes, you definitely have the mind of a 12-year-old. No matter how many times I...
So, why you gotta be so patronizing? Why? You got the mind of a 12-year-old, so I'm just gonna treat you like a child, like a younger than a 12-year-old, even though you got the mind of one. Aren't you just so cute? I know. I was told when he came into my class that you actually are 12, but I'm gonna pretend you're not, cause dang, you're just cute with your little cheeks.
I said it. No one believed that I was actually 12. They all thought I was some kind of baby genius who'd been bumped up a few grades. Eventually, I gave up and let everyone believe I was super smart. This didn't really help me become popular or make friends, though. Jessica, the meanest girl in class, wasn't too happy because everyone thought I was the smartest, and she made sure everyone constantly made fun of me. Does your butt look big because you're wearing a diaper? What kind of language is that book in? Goo goo gaga. Another time.
Oh, snap! Dang! Lay off the insults! You gotta give a girl a second to breathe between insults that harsh.
I was eating lunch by myself when Jessica suddenly stopped by my table. Aw, how is the baby gonna eat all that with her little baby teeth? Why are you this way, Jessica? What do you mean?
Why are you like this?
I mean, why are you so awful to me? You're the most popular girl in class. Yeah, I know. But before you showed up out of nowhere, I was the smartest too. Fine, you're the prettiest and the smartest girl in the world. Can you leave me alone now, please? Sure. But let me mash everything for the little baby to eat first. And with that, she started pounding my food with her fist.
I mean, joke's kind of on her. That's just gross. And she's now just got a fistful of food?
Gee, you are such a psycho. And with that, I picked up the smushed piece of cake and flung it at her face. She picked up my...
And then, I know how this goes. I've watched enough Hollywood school movies. One kid from across the seating area that they all sit in American Hollywood movies, he goes, food fight! And then everybody just goes, and everybody starts throwing food everywhere, because if someone yells food fight, you simply have no choice. It's like a legal obligation. It's legally binding. You have to, at that moment, start flinging food everywhere. People are jumping on the table. You got that one kid with the big belly who takes his top off, and then he's just throwing things at people. And then one of the teachers comes in. And no, first of all, one of the other teachers comes in. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody, could you please settle down? And then he gets like a cake in his face, and he's like, oh no, I was telling you guys to settle down. And then the one scary big teacher comes in and says, hey! And everyone's like, they all pause mid-throw. And they turn and they look, and they're like, everybody, you're not supposed to do that.
A glass of juice and dunked it on my head. And before we knew it, everybody joined in for fun, and a full-scale food fight had broken out.
Oh my gosh, he got it exactly right. Oh my gosh. This has never happened in real life. It's just never happened.
We both got detention. And after that day, I found a corner in the little playpen for the kindergarten kids and basically had lunch there by myself the next 3 years. Until one day...
She doesn't look that young though. Like, I've been complimenting the animation, the illustration here, but kind of the whole point of the story is that she's supposed to look young, but she just doesn't. She just looks the same age as everyone else around her.
Josh came and sat next to me. Josh had just joined our class a few weeks ago, and he was a total babe. With all the popular...
A total babe. Yeah, you can say that again. Awooga. Get some awoogas in the chat. Some bow chicka wow wows for Josh.
Girls drooling all over him. I was sure he wouldn't notice someone like me, which is why I was
But he does. He notices you. He's into you. But Jessica likes him. It's this whole thing. Jessica's all annoyed by it, and then she hates you even more.
pretty shocked to find him here.
Why do you always have lunch alone?
Is this your first time in high school? Of course, I don't expect someone like you to get it. He took my hand and looked deep into my eyes.
I don't understand why someone as adorable as you is here either.
I was so annoyed at how fast that made my heart beat. After that, Josh and I became really good friends. He'd always invite me to watch his football games and started coming over to my place for study dates. Since he'd joined so late, he needed to do a lot of catching up, and I was more than happy to help. I hated to admit it. I just had the biggest crush on him. The annual spring dance was around the corner, and it was all anyone could talk about at school.
Is it a guys ask the girls, or is it a girls ask the guys? It's always a surprise situation, you know?
All the girls were yapping nonstop about their dresses and who they'd be going with. Of course, I was hoping Josh would ask me out, but when he didn't, I decided I didn't need to wait around like a sappy Disney princess. I'd ask him out myself.
Oh, okay. Anyone ask anyone. I don't know. I'm just going purely off my knowledge of US media.
I bought tickets for the opening show of the new Avengers movie. Just as we were about to enter the theater, one of the cinema staff stopped me.
Hey, little girl, you can't go
You know this movie is 15 plus.
in. That's a PG-13 movie.
I'm almost 16.
That's right. In the US, you guys have 13. Okay, you US people, listen to this. Wait, hold on. What do you have? Hold on. How do your rating systems work in the US? You've got G, PG, and then PG-13. Okay, you know what? So unfair. It's so unfair. You know what we have in Australia? G, PG, M, which used to be called M15 plus, but it's like M15 plus, and then there's MA, which is really 15 plus. But 15, ours is 15, and you guys get 13? Not that it's that big a deal. I'm sure, like, you know, when I was 13, you know, I guess you could say I was pretty mature for my age. I was watching M-rated movies. But that's the whole thing at the cinemas. Sometimes they would check if you were a kid and you couldn't get into M movies. And then at one point, I feel like it changed where you couldn't get into MA movies. Anyway.
Here, look at my ID.
We see fake IDs all the time, kid. Sorry, but I can't let you go.
And with that, he pushed me out of line and refused to listen to me anymore.
Maybe just, I don't know, see a different movie?
I can't believe this. Let's go then.
That is annoying though.
Go? I mean, what's the point of wasting both the tickets? We'll still have dinner together, okay?
And just like that, he turned and went inside. I was furious. I couldn't even go anywhere because he'd driven me here. When he finally came out after 3 hours...
Oh, wait, hold on, what? I was just trying to wrap my head around what just happened. You're telling me he went and watched the movie on his own? That's such a power move. Oh my gosh. Go to a movie with some girl on a date and they're like, oh no, she can't go in. And you're like, well, bit of a waste. Listen. That's hilarious.
He was practically jumping with excitement.
OMG, that was epic. Iron Man snapped his fingers and died, but he saved the world.
He'd not only watched
Jeez. Spoilers, dude. That's some wicked spoilers.
movie without me, he'd ruined it for me completely. I thought maybe the rest of the evening would go a little better, but boy was I wrong. At the end of the meal, when the waitress brought us our fortune cookies, I looked over excited.
Can't believe she waited for him. Oh, wait, no, yeah. Right, because he was driving. She still should have just, like, gotten an Uber or called someone. Like, you don't just wait around the outside of it. Like, it's not worth waiting for him.
Excitedly at Josh to open his and read the little note inside.
Will you be my date for the spring dance, Josh?
He looked up at me in complete shock.
Petra, I don't know how to say this, but, no. How...
He's hilarious. He's the funniest character to have been in a My Story animated video. Petra, you're asking me to be your date to the dance? I don't know how to say this. No.
Could you even think that? You're more like a little sister to me. I've already asked Jessica out. Man, you've really made things awkward.
I felt so utterly
Yeah, you've made this really awkward for me.
crushed and stupid. I flung a glass of water in his face. I wish I could snap my fingers right now and make you disappear. And with that, I ran out of there and took the bus home. Nobody was more grateful than me when stupid high school ended and I was off to college. It wasn't too far from my town, so my parents could visit me often or come bail me out every time.
Who made this? There's so much effort that's gone into these. Like, we got proper depth of field here.
An officer thought I was an underage driver. Gosh, this is the third time this month. Why are you police officers so dumb? Can't you see I have a real license?
She doesn't mean that, officer. Come on, sweetie, let's go.
My parents always had my back, but no one...
I feel like that's a weird situation. I don't know if this is universal, but I just feel like it's weird. If you're driving and you're just driving your parents in the back seat, sure, I mean, it's fine if you drive, but surely one of them sits in the front with you. It just feels weird.
understood how frustrating it was for me to be treated like a kid all the time. Until I met Andrew in my second year at university.
Oh, Andrew. A wig is in the chat for Andrew.
I took up a job as a professor's assistant for one of the courses. I knew the other students made fun of me behind my back, but one day they went really overboard. The professor was unwell.
Wait, a university? Like, who cares? Like, surely people don't care anymore in university. If you're in university and someone looks young, you go, huh, maybe, if you gave it a single thought. But you probably wouldn't. Everybody's just trying to get by. No one cares anymore.
And I was taking the class in his place. As soon as I turned my back to the board, I got hit by a dozen paper balls. I turned around to see everyone snickering. I'm your teacher. Didn't your parents teach you any respect?
You're not our teacher. You can't even reach the top of the board without standing on a stool. Go back to school, loser.
Yeah, go back to school, loser. You can't even reach the top of the board. I'm gonna throw paper at you because I'm a fully grown adult who is trying to study to get a job. But nah, I'm just gonna throw paper at you because you're short. This is not university.
Can't behave this way with me. I want everyone who's responsible to apologize right now.
Or you'll do what? Go crying to your mommy?
I'll fail you in every single assignment. You do remember I grade them, right?
Oh no, I'm scared. Miss Petra, will you forgive me if I give you a lollipop?
That's it. Get out.
Happy to. Come on, guys. Let's...
Come on, guys. Let's go scram. Let's not hang around with this loser.
Let's go. We don't need to take orders from some high school smarty pants.
And just like that, the whole class walked out. I tried to keep my cool, but when everyone had left, I burst into...
Wait, everybody left? That's the least believable part of this whole story. Everybody left. They're like, yeah, you know what? She is kind of a loser because she's short. Let's get out of here, guys. I don't want to learn. I don't want to, get good marks, learn what I'm supposed to learn for my job. I'm just leaving because this one guy said I should because our teacher's short.
Just then, I felt a gentle tap on the shoulder, and I looked up to see that it was Andrew, one of the students.
I'm really sorry about the way they treated you. I think you're really smart.
I think you're really smart, and for what it's worth, I don't think you're that short. Like, I saw someone shorter once.
And beautiful.
We became friends, and soon after, we started dating. He was just the sweetest guy, and even though he looked much older than me, he was never ashamed to hold my hand in public, even if it got us weird looks. A few weeks later, I had an internship interview in another city, and Andrew offered to see me off at the airport. Just as I was leaving, he took my hand.
Good luck, babe. I hope you get it, but I'll...
Oh, jeez, that's so cinematic. I can't hear what you're saying because your music's too dang loud, but that is pretty cinematic. Look at that little shot. Look at that shot. It's so well done. Like, it's such a shame it's wasted on such a dumb story.
With that, he pulled me in for our first kiss. My head was still spinning with joy when suddenly I saw a few policemen walking towards us.
Sir, please move away from the kid. What's the problem, officer? We've recently...
Music? Did they ever have music? Now that you mention it, I was wondering why it felt weird, not aside from the fact that it was way too loud. I don't think they have literally ever had music.
We had many reports of a gang kidnapping young girls, and you need to come down to the station with us to answer a few questions.
Wait, what? He's not a kidnapper. He's my boyfriend, and I'm 20 years old. The policeman didn't listen to a word we said, and we were taken down to the station. My parents had to come down again with my birth certificate and baby pictures before.
This is like the plot of every single anime ever. It's like, oh, no. It's not weird because she's actually 5,000 years old. Okay?
They finally let us go. It turned out that the people at the airport had been making videos of the whole thing, and it had gone viral on social media, with people saying all sorts of mean things about me and Andrew. And to make things worse, the company I had an interview with wasn't happy that I didn't show up, so I lost the internship too. I was beyond furious now. I took to social media myself and...
So I grabbed my selfie stick. I had it in hand. And I filmed a video
talking about how I'd always been discriminated against because of the way I looked. The video went viral, and I started receiving a lot of sympathy messages and support. The public pressure made the police issue an official apology, and the company even offered me the internship again. But my condition had really sparked an interest in the public, and I was being invited to tons of TV and online interviews. All everyone wanted to know was the secret of my youth. Soon enough, I realized that people envied me. One morning, I picked up...
I too want to look like I am 8 years old.
...the local newspaper from the door and was horrified to see my face splashed across the front page with the headline, "Girl Discovers Secret to Eternal Youth."
So what is it? I don't know. Be me?
Babe, come here and look outside the window.
To my shock, there was a massive crowd of people outside our apartment building.
Hey babe, there's like a crowd of people outside the apartment window because they just want to know, what's your secret? What's your secret, dude?
Oh, so it's actually this really nice blend. If you blend together some basil and some spinach, but you put some ice in it, and then you just blitz it a little bit, so it's sort of still a little bit chunky, then you sort of rub it into your face as an exfoliant, and girl, you will look like you are literally 8 years old. The end.
And the minute they spotted me in the window, they started screaming. "Have you discovered the fountain of youth? Tell us where it is. What do you eat to look so young? I'll pay
It's not here, it's somewhere else, okay?
anything for it."
With your anti-aging formula for youthful skin, we can become millionaires. Come work for our skincare company.
This was complete madness, and I had to put an end to it. I opened the window, and everybody became quiet to hear what I had to say. Listen, there is no secret. It's a condition I've always had,
really
and
loud
it's
music
not
again.
a blessing. I've never had
That's the
anyone
secret.
take me seriously my whole life. I spent all of high school being bullied. My message to everyone is that we all need to learn to be happy in our own skins and accept everyone as they are. Thankfully, the message
And everyone sat silent and went, yeah, but what's the secret? I didn't come here for a lecture, okay?
Listen, everybody. What we need to learn is that there is no secret if you want to look as young as me. The truth is, you just need to accept yourselves and those around you. And love people regardless of whether they look like they're 8 years old when they're actually not. Because you never know. They might not be 8 years old. Don't punch their food into their plate and cause a big food fight in the school, and then the world will be a better place.
True. Okay, we'll all leave now.
spread far and wide, and people didn't bother me again. But I still became pretty famous and was regularly called for talks on self-acceptance and against
Stop bullying. You are worth it. Stop bullying. But the bullying's crossed out. Stop. You. Stop you.
bullying.
Worth it.
I'm married to Andrew now, and we have 2 young kids. And secretly, I really don't mind at all when someone says I don't look like a mom.
Okay. I cannot help but just always feel a little bit rubbed with these stories. Like, I don't really get what the point was. My main takeaway was that one guy who just went into the movie theater anyway and watched the movie without it. That's hilarious. Sounds like you sort of still care. And the thing is, I don't really care when people say I don't look like a mom. I don't care, okay? Like, when I think about it, people tell it to me all the time, and they keep saying I don't look like a mom, and I've got 2 kids, and I'm married, okay? And I don't care. I don't care that I don't look like a mom. Deep down. Anyway, follow me on Twitch. We film these live. And the lemon carton merch, the old lemon carton merch, you can still get it, but the new stuff, it's coming. Cue the thing.